Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me and thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me watching this video. I hope you will have fun. I think this is really fun project for Easter, and for this project we will use this piece which I purchased from Dollar Tree store. We will use fabric. I chose this one just because there is a blue background, and we will use shipping box. So I took the shipping box apart. I cut out all of the flaps, all of the side panels, and this is what I got. So now we will pre-cut all these pieces to size. Okay, so I did pre-cut the pieces to size. So I have, this will be the base, 11 by 6, 2 pieces. These are gonna be for the front and the back, 4 pieces, 11 by 3. And these will be for the sides. So this is 3 inches wide, and they are about 7 inches long, but the length is not the final dimension. We will trim this later on. So I want this box to be really sturdy, so I will just glue this together. And we will glue it just like that. So we are basically doubling up on a thickness, so it will become very nice and sturdy. So we will do the same thing with these pieces. So I'm trying to match them up and glue them as straight as I can. And we will do the same with this. And the same with the shorter pieces. Just like that. So we end up with 2 side pieces, 2 pieces, one for the front, one for the back, and this is the base. So the way we will create this box, we're gonna take the base and we will glue the side panels. This is the front, this is the back. So we will glue this first. I am just gonna apply hot glue right here, and let's match this up to the front or the back. Just like that. We will do the same thing to this side. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that the front edges are nice and straight. Right here. Now we will cover this with the fabric, so you won't be able to see it, but I do want to make sure that they are staying put. So now the short pieces, I mentioned to you that they are not cut to size. So now after we glue our front and the back, actually the distance between those 2 panels, it's 5 inches, 5.5. So now those two pieces we will pre-cut to 5.5 inches. And I'm just taking my knife and just cutting through the both cardboard pieces. And now you can see we have really nice snug fit. So we're gonna do the same thing to this piece. And I didn't glue this one straight, so I will just trim it off. It seems like one side only. So now this one we will trim also to 5.5 inches. Okay, so for this piece I will apply the glue right here at the edge, on the bottom, and on this side. Okay, and I will just slide this through by matching all the sides all the way around. Just like that. I have little glue sticking out, and if you need to reinforce it a little bit, you could. And we will do the same thing to this side. So we want to glue it just like this. Okay, now we're gonna fit this piece. Let's hold it for a bit, just so it sticks. And we have our tray ready. Now just to reinforce this whole thing, I will run glue on the inside, just like that, just on that corner where these pieces are meeting each other. So this will give extra support, just like that. Now, since we have this box ready, we will measure the opening. So the opening in here is 10 3/8 by 5.5. So I have another piece in here which I will pre-cut for the base. And that was 10 3/8, so we're gonna cut to 10 1/4. And the width, we said it's 5.5. We will cut to 5.25. It doesn't have to be exactly, but it should be close enough. So this will become our base. And as you can see, there is a little bit room to move around, but that's fine because this will be covered with the fabric. So now we will cut the fabric to cover all of this. So I will use this fabric as I showed you. So we will need to cut strips of it. What we need to do is cover actually one side all the way to the bottom. So this dimension is about 3 inches, 3 on the inside, that's 6, and we need a little bit overlap. So I'm gonna give additional maybe 2 inches to overlap. So I'm gonna cut this fabric in strips of about 8 inches, maybe 9, just to make sure we have enough. Okay, so I will just cut it with the scissors. It's better to cut a little bit wider than too narrow. Okay, so now we will use this to cover the front and all the sides. So what we will do, we will glue this to the base. And let's just make sure that this is enough fabric to wrap all around it. So this is about half, and that should be plenty. So I will fold this in half, and actually maybe I will fold this in half. So I will start gluing right here. So little amount of glue, and let's just make sure that this is all stuck. Just like that. And you can see that's approximately 1 inch. Now we turn this around and we're gonna do the same thing in here. Over here on the corners, I am just gonna fold it over, just like that. Okay, let's glue this corner. And we are basically wrapping this entire box. So over here on the corners, when I pull the fabric, I'm just trying to make this nice corner, just like that. And we glue it. This way you're not gonna have anything bulky sticking out. Now we're gonna glue this corner. Just be careful because the glue is hot, so don't burn yourself. So now we will go around this way. Again, I'm trying to make this corner right here. And I will glue it this way. And the corner. Okay. So it doesn't matter what kind of fabric you have, try to match up your colors to the design. So now, as you can see, we have more fabric than we need. So I will just trim it. And it doesn't matter how much fabric you're gonna trim off, but you do want to have decent amount in here because we will be folding this part over. So now when we turn this, we need to wrap this around just like this, but we don't want this piece to start fraying. So we will just fold it over, make it little fold, and we will glue it this way. So let's apply the glue, and I will fold this backwards so I know where to apply the glue, right here. And now when we open this up, this will hold. So now we need to finish this bottom. So I'm gonna stretch this, and actually I'm gonna cut out some of this little corner so it wouldn't be that sticky, and we fold it really nicely and we will glue it this way. So let's apply the glue. And here is the bottom. Now most likely we're gonna have to cut another piece just like that for the bottom and cover it to make the base really nice. But let's concentrate on this first. So now we're gonna stretch it to the inside, and with this part just take your time because you do want to make sure that the fabric folds really nicely all around. You don't want to have anything bulky on any side. So the nicer you fold this over at this point, the nicer your box will look like. So now we will start gluing. As we glue, we stretch this fabric a little bit so you don't have loose fabric on the opposite side. So I'm gonna do this in portions, just like that. I'm stretching the fabric, pushing all the way to the corner and trying to glue this. So you might have to hold it just a little bit because the glue is still hot, so it's kind of pulling back. Now I do want to make this corner nice, so I think I'm gonna glue this first. And again, I'm stretching that fabric. I'm stretching that fabric a little bit so it's nice and straight. Now I'm gonna go to this side, and you see I'm trying to pull this corner to make this nice edge. So I'm gonna apply glue right there on the inside, and I'm still working on this panel just like that. Let this dry a little bit. And now when I go to this side, I'm trying to form those corners. So I will run little glue on the corner just so I can stretch this and position it the way I want it. Now I'm going to work on this side right here, and it doesn't matter which side you're working on, but you do want to keep on stretching that fabric to make sure that is nicely aligned and you don't have too much of loose fabric all around. So now, because this is glued, we can go inside and work on this side. So I am gonna apply the glue right there, and I'm stretching it and pushing it down. Now, even if you have little fabric loose, that's okay, because as soon as we put this base on the inside, it will stretch, it will make it look nicer. So now I will do this side, and again I'm stretching that fabric and trying to position so there isn't too much loose. Just like that. And now we will go to this side, working on that panel on the opposite side of me, just like this. And now this one we will just fold it over to have this nice corner in here, just like that. So let me go underneath, put some glue in there, and I'm stretching this down just like that. Now whatever loose pieces you have on the bottom, it doesn't matter, we will cover all of this with our base, but we did wrap our box already. So now we're gonna wrap this piece, and I do have some of this fabric left, so I will use that. Now, if you need a little bit help in stretching this, for example, I don't have much fabric left on this side, so it might be a little bit difficult to glue, or maybe you don't want to glue it. That's another option that you have. We can apply a little bit tape just to hold all of this nice and straight together and almost prepare for gluing. So that's the option we have. So I'm folding this over and kind of taping up, trying to create that shape. See, so it's going to be nice and straight. So now on this side I will pull it a little bit, because I want this fabric to be nice and tight on the opposite side. So now these corners I will fold over like this. To make it easy, I will tape it also, just so they don't move on me. just like that, and now we stretch it this way. Now you don't have to do this, you could just simply glue it all together, but maybe some of you don't really work with fabric, so this might be actually easier for you to do. Just to do it this way. It might be taking a little bit longer time, but it's easier to manage the fabric. Okay, so as you can see, we have everything taped up. When we put this on the inside, we're gonna have really nice bottom. So let me just apply the glue. New stick. Just like that. We will put on the inside. And let's just make sure that this is all stuck. And as you can see, the box is done. Now we need to cover the bottom. Now to cover the bottom, we can use fabric, you can use paper, you can use whatever you want. And I do have blue paper, so I will trim it a little bit. And we will glue this just like that. Okay, so I will position this on the middle like this. Let's make sure this is all stuck. And now I will score it a little bit because it will be just easier for me to fold this over. Like this. We will miter the corners. Now I'm leaving a little bit more of paper right here just because we are covering cardboard, not the chipboard. Cardboard is a little bit thicker, so we need to leave enough to wrap those corners nicely. And now we will glue it. There isn't much of the paper, so that's why I'm doing this side first, because we got only about ½ inch on each side. So now we can do the bottom. Just like that, and it's a beautiful base. So now we can glue it just like that. So because we are gluing into the fabric, I am applying hot glue. I want to make sure that it will really adhere. So Now I'm matching up the corners. Here's our base, here is our box. So here is our rabbit. I will take this apart because I actually want to place this right here. So to do this, I will apply hot glue. I will position it however you like. I want to do it kind of on the middle, just like this. And I will use some of the clips just to make sure that this adheres. Just like that. We could put something heavy in here. If you don't want to use the clips, that's okay. But I want to make sure that this glue adheres. And I think it is. So I think the front is going to look adorable. Now for the back, I will try to remove these staples. And it seems like it's quite easy to do so. Just grab this and pull it. And be careful, don't poke yourself. So here is the rabbit. And we can place this rabbit right here. So I will also apply hot glue over here on the bottom. And when I put this down, I'm actually pushing this down. I'm pushing this down just so it's holding it, just like that. So it grabs it. Okay, hold it just for a moment, just to make sure that this adheres and the glue is dry. And I think this is much quicker way to do it as the previous project. The previous project was longer, so we couldn't really use just the sheet and wrap it and call it done. But I think this came out adorable. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope you really had fun watching it and you will have fun making it. So if you do like this project and you do like this video, please hit like, comment, share and subscribe. This really helps my channel. I would really appreciate that. So I hope you will have a fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you soon in my next video.